What's going on, beautiful people? ChatGPT 5 is now here, and I'm super excited for this. Like I say in every video, but this is a special type of excited because it's highly anticipated. ChatGPT is OpenAI's most capable model, and if you noticed, you don't have access to all of the other models anymore. They've released a new lineup of models that are in the line of GPT-5 thinking. They've brought out Nano, they brought out Standard, they brought out Mini, and they are all kind of successors of the older models we've known before. They've consolidated them into two main models, ChatGPT 5 and ChatGPT Thinking. And today we are going to explore 7 very new features that make ChatGPT 5 the absolute best chatbot on the planet right now. And you're going to get a step-by-step walkthrough about these and how you can take advantage of them yourself. So let's hop right in. So ChatGPT 5 it has a big torch to hold up. And I think that just from my preliminary test and using it, it definitely holds up to the standard. Honestly, it does really well. One thing that is my favorite, and the first thing that we're going to talk about, is the fact that we can now build and run code within ChatGPT alone. And this is great for ideating if you're coming out with a new feature on your platform, or you're thinking of something, maybe a small game that you would like to create. You can go inside of ChatGPT, not only get it to write the code because it's done that before, but now you can get it to actually run that code and test it and show it to you. So without further ado, we are going to get into ChatGPT 5, but before we want to, talk about the pricing. So GPT-5 is very, very expensive, but that's why they have GPT-5 Mini and Nano. All of them have the same context window. It's just that the cost is much less. But the great thing about it is that these are all multimodal. They can take text and vision. So keep that in mind. So I don't have it here, but when you first open the new ChatGPT, you'll have this very nice looking gradient, colorful. I like it. It's a great addition. Definitely stepping into the age of kind of, GPT-5. So the first thing that I want to demonstrate is that ChatGPT can code and also run that code for you. And the first thing that you're going to want to do is come now here to the plus icon, go to more, and click Canvas. So now we have ChatGPT. It doesn't have to pick whether it's going to create an image or open the canvas or search for some tool. It knows that it's going to use the canvas right here. So let's say I want to make an endless game where I have to dodge obstacles. Code it for me. So now it's going to go into its thinking. And if you see here, we see this option right here, get a quick answer. But if we open it, we see that it's actually in its thinking mode, and now it's beginning to actually code it out. One of my favorite things about GPT-5 is that it is relatively quick. So you aren't going to be going back and forth and waiting 5 minutes for something to happen. Maybe inside of agent mode, which I just had an agent prompt execute and it took a whole entire hour. But ChatGPT gets right to it. And within this, we're going to talk about the second thing, kind of. ChatGPT knows when to think. So beforehand, we had to either click and select ChatGPT 03 or one of the other models. And 03 was the thinking model. 04 was the smaller thinking model. And if we wanted to just, get something done without it thinking, we had to go to another model. But now it kind of can depict, okay, we're doing this simpler task, or we're doing this task that we don't necessarily need to think for. Meaning if you give ChatGPT a title and you want ChatGPT to create different versions of that title, it will not think for that. But if you said, I want to create different versions of this title for this specific demographic, go out and look at information for it and then come back, it'll begin thinking at that point because it knows that it's going into a different kind of process. So this is very interesting because it's on the line of kind of the progression of thinking. At first, we had models that were just spewing things back out, and they are still, but they're gaining the skill of thought, finding the best way to get something done, or maybe thinking about several ways and then picking that way. And so believe that next it's going to get into a place where the thinking is just much more efficient instead of it going back and, saying, oh, but the user said this, I need to do this. It's going to completely rule that out. It's going to know that already, and it's going to take care of it. So our code has just finished. It's an endless dodge game. And it says the controls are, the arrow keys are A and D, and it works in mobile. Cool. So now if you go up in the corner, you see this new button right here that says run code. Run your code in Canvas. So let's click that. Bam. So we get the controls right here. So we know what to do. Let's press play. Oh, press play to begin. Well, the play doesn't work. Maybe I need to reload this. So let's open this in Canvas. Let's click run. The play button does not work. So let's say this does not work. The play button does not work. We're gonna press stop. It's gonna go through it real time, change things. Did it just create an entirely new thing? Because I'm not seeing the same stuff. Moral of the story, you guys can see that it can run the code. It can test stuff out if you want to drag the window open. Okay, boom. So let's run it. And it just broke it now. But I never said that ChatGPT 5 was great at coding. Okay, that's not what I said. But I mean, you see it right here, but it's kind of broken. But like, that's what I'm trying to show you, is that ChatGPT, you can run the code and you can stop the code too. So next up, I want to show you guys a customization option, and you may have a glimpse of it right here. This blue dialog right here, or this blue bubble, that's a customization. So if you go to your settings down here and you go to settings and you go to personalization, general, accent color right here. So you can choose your accent color. If you're an Android user, maybe you're used to green. I use iPhone, so mine are blue. I just like the look of it. But if you want purple, you can go purple. You see purple? I like purple. I'm gonna stay on purple. I'm going to stay on purple. But while we're in there, I want to show another customization, which is the personality. So right here, we have a new option that basically is asking what personality should ChatGPT have. And so you can now choose which one it is. Is it a nerd? Is it a listener? And these are set personalities, but you can always go in and create custom instructions, which I definitely created custom instructions for this. And even down here, it knows what businesses I want, what my thinking style is, what I want it to do, what I'm focused on, and everything like that. And then you can change the capabilities. Next up, we have the fact that ChatGPT can operate in multiple chats simultaneously. So let's duplicate this tab. We are going to split screen this right quick. And we are going to, in this tab, let's say I want to come up with a plan to visit 5 cities in the United States, and I want to know what attractions are best in that place, and also what I need to know for the 5 cities before going. I like outdoors, exploring, and relaxing. Okay, cool. So we are going to turn this to thinking. We're just going to turn it to thinking because, that's what I feel like. Okay, so on this side, we're going to say, I want to come up with a SaaS idea that can be sold to a company like Microsoft. Give me the idea and initial brainstorming to give me a great picture of what it is. Okay, cool. So the reason why I'm showing this is because beforehand, I noticed very quickly that if I was in one chat creating images, I could not go to another chat and use, text and deal with that. So I was doing it the other day with ChatGPT 5 and I noticed that it could. So we're going to click play on both of these. They're going to begin thinking. And I have not tried this with 3 windows. I think that would be pretty cool. But what the agentic capabilities are supposed to do is basically, instead of you going to the chatbot and placing one prompt and getting one response, the agent mode, which is down here, agent mode right here, I have 22 left and they refill every single month. If you're on the plus plan, you get what, I think 40 agent mode requests. So the purpose of that is to condense the amount of instruction that you are giving the chatbot. And so it is going to begin doing things on its own in order for it to get farther in the process rather than you just getting one step into the process. That's kind of what agents are supposed to do. But if you wanted to, I mean, you have multiple windows up, one generating images and planning out a marketing campaign and the other planning out something else. It depends on what you want to do. But this one is still thinking. We see all of its thinking. It's going on the web and searching things, but they did this at the same time. So if we click get a quick answer, we could just let it divert to a way of, getting a quicker answer. It's not going to go as in depth. So bam, all this stuff is right here with sources and they're both completed. So last but not least, we are going to talk about the increased awareness of ChatGPT 5. We're going to talk about the increased awareness of GPT-5. And this comes in its ability to realize context a lot better. And I've noticed this within my actual projects whenever I'm working on my actual company. Right now, I'm building out my Black Card subscription dashboard for my clients. And this thing is, really grasping concepts that we've had not only in earlier in this chat, but also, in other chats that I've had. And it's not getting as confused as it would at other times. Sometimes it would, for example, I think right here, one of these, it was basically being very generic and it stayed within the same style. Okay, for example, something like this. Like it would this image was created by O3. I want to say maybe this was O3 mini or O4 high, O3 high. I'm not sure, but it did not do a good job at all. As you guys can see, the words are on top of the image, not on top of the card. So it's things like that it does a lot better. But even planning that we've done up here, getting a full summary of this, it now remembers that. And now talking about, hey, we're building out this dashboard. Okay, I remember that the dashboard needs these things. And I've just found it to be a lot better. Now, what you can do is change some settings, which in personalization. So right here with memory, you can reference saved memories, which are inside of the managed memories. You can reference the chat history, and this makes it a lot better, and you can also reference record history. So take advantage of these features of the new ChatGPT. It's very, very powerful. Everybody should be able to do certain things at this point, and if you cannot, then you are definitely being left behind. But this is why you should subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel and get all of this information. Learn how you can, interact with AI in an easy way without all the technical stuff. That's what we do here at AI Educate. And my name is David D-Lo Brands. I appreciate you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Let me know what you're thinking about ChatGPT so far. It's been out for a few days, so I look forward to hearing about it.